Happy Star Wars month, everybody.
Woohoo! Star Wars month, Star Wars month.
Hey.
Yay! We are so happy that it is Star Wars month.
Hey.
Awesome.
Kenny Crayley's already joining us.
Yes.
Hey.
Awesome. Who else is joining us today? And what are you doing for Star Wars month?
Oh, we got lots and lots to go over. And it's already what? The third?
Is it the third?
It's the
How's
third.
it the third already?
Yeah, it's the third.
I feel like it just
we've
started.
we've already had a full Star Wars month already, and it's already 2 days plus.
Oh,
John Zuncanaro is here.
Yep. Here we go. Welcome. Hi, John.
Courtney is here.
Hi, Courtney.
Who we've shared these last couple of big Star Wars events with Courtney and Kelly of the Turkel clan.
Happy Star Wars month. We'll leave that on there. Yay.
Yeah, I think this is the best Star Wars month we've ever had.
Yeah.
I think this may even top 1977.
Oh, I think so. Oh, Bridget is joining us and saw Return of the Jedi last night on the big screen.
All right, we'll hold those comments for a couple of minutes because we got some comments on that as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Amazing. We also have Toy Photo.
Is this Dewback?
GFR, yeah. Is it Dewback?
Is this Jim?
Getting prepped for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a big day.
Big day. We're going to get into that, though. We are going to get into that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And this episode is kicking it off because we're talking with Hal Hickel. Hal Hickel is the animation supervisor on the Book of Boba Fett, The Mandalorian, and wow, the stories he told us is just phenomenal. I just can't believe this Star Wars month gotten up to a crazy start.
Yeah, we're so excited. Wow.
All right, with that,
should we record?
Yeah, instead of talking about what we can't talk about, let's just talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So we are recording. Yeah, here we go. This is what you can look forward to on this May the 4th episode 417 of Skywalking Through Neverland.
Hey, Skywalkers, and happy Star Wars month to one and to all. Our Star Wars celebration is in high gear with Return of the Jedi, Star Wars Nite at Disneyland, and we have an amazing discussion with Hal Hickel coming up. Like I was saying before we started recording, I don't think Star Wars month has been this exciting since 1977. And now with this episode of Skywalking Through Neverland, it's through the roof. I am Richard Woloski, but now everyone please say hello to my sweetie wife, Sarah, who is still Twitter-pated after speaking with Anakin Skywalker last night.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I was literally blushing. But we will get into that story a little later. And right now, we are your enthusiastic podcast destination for the many decades of your Star Wars, Disney, and Marvel fandom. So it's time. If it's going to be anytime, it's now. Imagine a big Wookiee hug from us and a sprinkling of pixie dust for our family of Skywalkers. Now, coming up, we will be speaking with animation supervisor Hal Hickel, whose work you can see in The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, Rogue One, The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, among so many other non-Star Wars films. He also won an Oscar for his work on Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, and he shared so many fantastic stories with us that we had to break this conversation into 2 parts. This is going to be a two-parter of episodes.
Yeah, so much information was given that we thought, okay, there's way too much to hold in your head at one time, so let's just break it up for the sanity of the Skywalkers. And we're also going to share our fun times so far celebrating Star Wars month.
And it's only the 3rd.
Yeah, the morning of the 3rd. Now, we are being sponsored by Small World Vacations, and they are a diamond-level Disney vacation planner travel agency and can help you book your trip to a Disney park around the world or on the Galactic Star Cruiser. And best of all, this service is free of charge. Sarah, how much is this service?
It is $0. Zero.
So head over there to smallworldvacations.com for a no obligation price quote and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
Sky.
Now, we are recording this from Long Beach, California on May the 3rd, 2023, the evening of May the 4th.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the evening or eve? The eve, May the 4th eve. Spencer Jowett had put out a really funny meme earlier. It said to put out your chicken nuggies and blue milk.
Oh,
So Baby Yoda will come and visit you.
that's so cute. I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, to celebrate Star Wars month, we started a new series of 1-minute videos for YouTube on the Shorts YouTube feed and on Instagram, where we pick one event from each day and made our Reels and YouTube Shorts. So, what happened today in Star Wars history, Richard?
Well, I'm going to give you two events that happened today in Star Wars history. Let's go back to May the 3rd, 1999. 24 years ago. Oh, that's almost a quarter of a century.
Oh
All
my
right.
gosh.
Okay, don't think about that. This is when Star Wars crossed over with MTV by making a music video for Duel of the Fates from the Phantom Menace soundtrack. And once again, that aired on this date in 1999. Now, we can go back a little bit further, really, and say that MTV and Star Wars crossed over with Return of the Jedi because on Halloween of 1983, MTV aired the Lapti Neck video from
Oh.
Jabba's Palace, the crossover with Halloween.
Oh my gosh. What?
I know.
That's weird.
Yeah, but this was like the first big MTV event getting that new young audience
Okay.
coming over to Star Wars.
Okay. I don't remember when this video debuted, but I certainly saw this music video because it was everywhere in 1999.
Oh, I had to pay a friend to stay home from work and record this
Of course.
because I think I was working or something. So she recorded this on a VHS tape and ran it right over to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. A very good tactic. I think Lucasfilm has always done a very good job at crossing over with their audiences and either the MTV audience or the social media audience. And I think it all really began with the MTV audience. All right. Also on this date, but in 2002, 21 years ago, Star Wars Celebration 2 began in Indianapolis, Indiana, with an estimated 75,000 fans attending. Sarah, did you go to this celebration?
I did not.
You know what?
No.
You know what? You and I, we both didn't go.
Yeah.
We both didn't go together.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm kicking myself because I would really have loved to see the opening ceremony at Celebration 2 that featured Anthony Daniels, Hayden Christensen, Rick McCallum, and Steve Sansweet. And plus, they showed everyone an exclusive sneak preview of the entire Count Dooku Yoda lightsaber battle from Attack of the Clones.
That is surprising, actually.
That is very surprising. And now, thinking back, I'm not sure I would have wanted to have seen that.
No, I agree because that was such a cool moment from the film to see for the first time with a huge, well, I guess they saw it for the first time with a huge audience, but the buildup of the film leading to that moment versus just a clip.
Yeah, we talk about this with our discussion with Hal Hickel, and I can still hear the audience roaring in applause as that happened.
Yeah, amazing.
Also, Rick McCallum had his own special, the Rick McCallum Spectacular panel. I just love Rick McCallum. I met him back at a Young Indiana Jones event. He was so nice. He was so approachable that he's the next Skywalking Through Neverland white whale.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And he was the producer on the prequels?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and the special edition and Young Indiana Jones.
Wow.
Those are huge feats of production. I just want to get inside that man's head. Yeah, now he's doing independent films with his wife, and another reason to talk to him, another husband and wife team.
Yeah. We have a lot in common with that.
All right. Put that on our to-do list.
Okay.
All right, with that, Sarah, let's get into things we want to share.
Yay! Okay, here we go. Well, we mentioned at the top of the show that this May, Star Wars month, has started off with a bang. And yes, it has, because each night we have done something Star Wars, starting with May 1st and a Return of the Jedi screening at an IMAX theater. And we went with our good friends, the Turkells, Bryn, and Dave Scale.
Yeah, and a lot of people were asking, what version of Return of the Jedi is this? It could be one of many, many versions, but it is the 2011 Blu-ray version. And we
Okay.
know that because when R2 and 3PO are walking up to Jabba's palace, the door is like 3 times the size.
Oh,
Yeah, it's much, much bigger than the original Return of the Jedi or the special edition. And we see a Doug, the Sebulba alien, walking around Jabba's palace.
okay, yeah, and I definitely saw that. It's in the shadows, but you can see it, so I'm glad.
Yeah, another tie-in to the prequels.
Yeah, now since its release on April 28th of this year, Return of the Jedi landed in the 5th spot on the box office charts, which is really impressive because it was just released in only 475 theaters. So that's pretty good, and it has grossed 5.6 million as of when we looked up that number.
Which was 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
So congratulations to Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Not to anyone in particular, just to Return of the Jedi.
Now, because it's on the big screen, you often notice a little bit more than usual. Was there something in particular that stood out to you this particular screen?
Oh, so much.
You have to do like one thing.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Princess Leia's makeup.
Hey!
What?
That was gonna be my thing.
Okay, well,
specifically her under eyeliner.
All right, hold on. You asked me, then we'll go on to you.
Oh.
Now, not so. Hold on. Not so much one thing, because there were a lot of little things and I didn't write them down. But I'm going to say that since we've had a lot of the cast and crew from Return of the Jedi on the show, whenever we would see Jabba the Hutt, I would think, oh yeah, John Coppinger had sculpted Jabba the Hutt. And thinking about all the stories he told us, seeing Kevin Thompson as an Ewok in the Endor battle, I'm thinking, oh yeah, Kevin had told us all about this. Or Alan Fling, who played an Imperial commander on the Super Star Destroyer. I was nudging you, Sarah, going, hey, look, there's our friend Alan Fling.
It's the scene, and Bryn was like, hey, that's the guy. Yeah.
So a lot of those stories and all those memories were popping up as we were watching the film.
Yes. And then all of us
Princess Leia's makeup.
All of us girls who were there were like, wow, she has a lot of under eyeliner in Return of the Jedi and no eyeliner on top. It's really weird, but it's just really noticeable when you're watching it. And, she's in the forest and she's got some nice makeup on. You wouldn't think she'd have that nice makeup on in the forest.
All right, side note here. You go to a lot of these makeup classes in Burbank.
Yes.
And we get some questions to ask these people. If they're makeup artists, professionals, ask them about that.
Okay, yeah.
Why do you think they had done that? And I also want to get into what tone of makeup Mark Hamill wore in the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yes.
I want that particular orange.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen Return of the Jedi in the re-release for the 40th anniversary, you have about 12 more hours.
Yeah, do it now. Do it tonight.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It leaves the theaters tomorrow, May the 4th.
So it's still going on.
Still
tomorrow,
going on. Yes.
Yeah.
At the end of the day tomorrow. So you have about 36 more hours. Go.
Okay. All right. Well, Star Wars month continued on May 2nd.
What sure did.
Because we attended the first Disneyland After Dark Star Wars Nite at Disneyland. And this was also with Courtney and Kelly Turkel of the Neverland Clubhouse podcast and our friend Dave Scale. And it was super fun. So we're going to give a rundown. Now, we've been to several of these Star Wars nights now. I think this is the third one in like 3 years. Yeah. And so they've been fun, but they seem to be kind of harried. And this time I feel like...
Hold on. I'm going to use the word lackluster in the past.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think Disney has they send out surveys, we fill out surveys. They really listen and respond to the fans because I feel like each of these Disneyland After Dark events are getting better and better run.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this one here, when we saw the rundown, I was getting a little excited, but okay. Will you live up to what I have now pictured in my head?
Yes.
And I'm going to say, oh, a big time yes.
Yes.
Yeah, these after dark events have been hit or miss. Unfortunately, more miss than hit.
Not this year though.
But hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. But this year was a home run. That's a sports reference, right?
It is.
Okay, it was a home run. This was so much fun.
Yeah. So it started out like they released the schedule about 2 weeks in advance of what to expect, like food, characters, step into the scene photos, which is where you just go into a scene like Bo-Katan's throne or things like that, with your group. And so the one thing I really wanted to do is Queen Amidala. So they were going to have this character photo op with Queen Amidala. And honestly, we usually don't do the character photo ops because the lines usually get really long. And we knew that all the Star Wars nights were sold out.
It's funny. You wanted to see Queen Amidala. I wanted to see R5D4.
Well, and you know what? We split up and we conquered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that you saw R5D4.
Well, tell us the backstory about Queen Amidala.
I will, because so we knew that she'd be a big ticket item because she had not appeared at a Star Wars Nite event. The only time I've seen a Queen Amidala, I think, is at celebrations with cosplayers. But here, when it's a character at Disneyland, they're going to be prepped. And they're going to speak to you like they're the character, right?
Yeah.
So it was
very
super
much
important.
In universe.
Yes, and we also heard that she was going to be in the Fantasyland Theater, which is like the premier spot to meet a character, and it's right next to the castle, and it's just got this beautiful stage and backdrops. So we all got in line about 30 minutes before the event even started, and the line was super long. So
I've never seen a meet and greet line as full and dense as this. It wasn't even a line, it was like a dense crowd of people.
Oh yeah, and people had started lining up for her, I'm sure, like an hour and a half before the event even started. So then I left to go get a good fireworks spot because I knew this line was going to be hours long. And as like 5 minutes to fireworks, well, Richard, first you left to go get photos with R5D4.
Yeah, when we go to these events, I don't want to wait in line because you're sucking up a lot of your time in line, and you only have 4 hours. You think 4 hours, you can do all this. No, you can't do this all in 4 hours. So we divided it and conquered.
Yes.
Yeah, so you stayed in line for Padme, for Amidala, and Dave and I we ran over to Galaxy's Edge for the lightsaber meetup and to see R5D4, but more on that in a second.
Okay, so basically, I'm ready for fireworks. It's 5 minutes till showtime, and I get this frantic text, Sarah, come back. They're giving us wristbands. I was like, ah. So I left my spot, which once you leave a spot in front of the castle for fireworks, you ain't getting that back because the crowd of people was so dense just trying to get out of there. So I left the spot, got my wristband. We were told to return between 11 p.m. and midnight. And we had lined up 30 minutes before the event. So not a lot of people.
At 8:30 p.m., we were all in line to see the Queen.
Yes. So, and unfortunately, that meant that Richard and Dave could not get to see them because they weren't going to get wristbands because they couldn't be there. But regardless, so we got our wristbands. So should I go into then coming back later on and meeting Amidala?
You're on a roll. Go ahead.
All right. So we were so excited to meet Amidala. We went back in our time frame, and we got to the entrance to the theater, and cast members were turning away people in droves. People were so upset, and we held up our hands. We're like, please let us in. And they're like, oh, go right in. And so we walk in, and it's got the beautiful music. What's the love theme?
Across the universe?
Across the stars.
Across the stars.
Yes.
The universe.
It has the beautiful Across the Stars theme playing. There's this gorgeous Naboo backdrop, and Padme and Amidala is in her red robe with like the what looks like horns, like giant.
Yeah, this is the costume when she's approaching the Senate.
Okay.
This is when Palpatine is really manipulating her.
Yeah.
In the Senate.
Yeah. So, and she looks like spot on image, and the line was not very long because they were only letting in the people with the wristbands. So we maybe waited between 10 and 15 minutes. Now, as we were waiting, there was like an Anakin cosplayer kind of standing. It looked like he had just finished his photo with her. And then he started walking around and he kind of came up to us. You could see him kind of start talking. And he looked like spot on, like Hayden Christensen back in the day, you know.
Yeah,
And
well, he was in his Revenge of the Sith outfit,
okay.
and Amidala was in her Phantom Menace outfit.
Yeah. Which I didn't even register. But regardless, he had the scar, like, you know, like makeup on. Anyway, so then we were like, us girls were talking to each other because there's only 4 of us girls. And we were like, wait, he's a character. We're getting a second character here. So not only are we meeting Amidala, which is like the big ticket item, all of a sudden Anakin is there. Now he's not taking pictures with Amidala, but he's there. He's protecting her. He's her bodyguard, right?
Yeah, her
Making
loyal
sure.
bodyguard.
Yes. And so he walked around the theater. He would take selfies with people, took a video, but I don't know. He like this person had the force or something because he charmed the pants out of all the ladies there. Like we were like giddy to get photos and selfies with him. And then
Oh, just say it. You were Twitter pated.
we were Twitter paid. So this was really funny because our group was 4 girls. The group in front of us was like 3 girls and a guy. And they had just exited the Fantasyland Theater. After we took our photos, we exited and they were still standing there. And all of a sudden, like in one, us girls were like, oh my God, it was Anakin. Like we started like yelling or screaming. We were like, oh, so cute. I'm so Twitter pated. It was hilarious. But he really like made me blush. He was so cute.
Yeah, go to our Instagram and YouTube shorts.
Yeah.
And you'll see the little exchange.
Yeah, so I have an Amidala short up so you can see the whole exchange that we had with her. And then my little exchange with Anakin, which I went to do a selfie and it was in video mode. And I was like, oh, I guess it's in video mode. And he was like, may the force be with you, without skipping a beat.
I was over in Galaxy's Edge and I heard Sarah squeal.
Oh my God, I'm like blushing now. He's so cute. But now part of this is because when I first met Richard, we were at a dance. Now we're in the Fantasyland Theater, which is also where they swing dance. But I met Richard out swing dancing. He was in his Anakin Skywalker outfit. So I think it's a little bit of a sense memory there too.
I was waiting for that part of the story to pop up.
Yeah. But oh my God, it was so cool. Oh,
That was fun.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna jump over to one of my meet and greet times when I had seen The Mandalorian and Fennec Shand over in Galaxy's Edge. And this was a highlight just because we only had seen Mandalorian one other time, and we saw the back of him as he was walking backstage. So it was great to see him out and about. And I want to say he was with Fennec Shand, but kind of like with Anakin, sometimes it's hard to tell with the high level of cosplayers these days.
Yes.
It's very hard to tell who's a cosplayer and who isn't, who is a walk around Disney cast member. And the Fennec Shand that was there, I could tell she was getting a little ticked off because no one was really acknowledging her. And I thought, oh, then she must be a cast member because she's getting ticked off that no one is wanting to take pictures with her. But you have someone big and silver like the Mandalorian who's holding Grogu in his side satchel.
With Grogu.
Yeah, come on.
No one's going to compete against Grogu.
Yeah. Yes, it was really fun and exciting to see that. I want to know who did the voice for that because it didn't sound like Pedro Pascal.
Okay.
But nonetheless, it was still exciting to see him and the little animatronic Grogu in his bag.
Oh.
That was a great highlight. Why they don't have the Mandalorian at a place where you can take a picture. He was walking around, so it was very hard to get a good picture.
Yeah. Did you get some like video of him a little bit?
I got some video, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Will you be sharing?
Okay. Big time, yeah.
All right, we'll share.
I want like
reels and shorts.
a background with the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah.
But then again, if you want that, you go to Celebration, you go to Comic-Con in a couple of weeks. There's what do you call it? Ontario Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There'll be a lot there.
We didn't get the picture then. We'll get it in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. This photo ops really surprised me at this Star Wars night. And that's one reason I want to go into how they're improving, because I feel like all the Star Wars nights are sold out, but there are 4 of them this year. And I think they spread it out and maybe sold less tickets per night to
Mhm.
allow people to do more things, because towards the end of the evening, we were up on Main Street and there's a photo op with Ezra and Sabine, and he switches out with Captain Rex. And also there's the 7th sister on the other side of Main Street. And we got both of those characters within about 20 minutes. Like it was fabulous. And that there was that much time that we can get, like in all these other Disneyland After Dark events, we've never gotten pictures with the characters. So
Mhm.
I think they're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah. Oh, big time, big time. I
Yeah.
love the interplay between when you have 2 characters like Sabine and Ezra.
Yeah. And Ezra was so playing off like he was so naive. You know, it was so cute. He's like, wait, is this Disneyland?
So
What?
he was like Ezra season 2.
Oh yeah, totally. And at one point I wanted
Rebels
them,
season 2 to be exact.
yes, I wanted them to do like a fangirl flail, and I was like showing him how to flail, and he's like, oh, like a Sarlacc. It was so cute. It's like, yeah, that's it. Oh, that's adorable.
All right, I'm gonna jump over to another adorable experience. That was
Yes.
meeting R5D4, who was with a Jawa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that? Was the Jawa trying to steal things from your pocket?
The Jawa was holding onto a C3PO leg, but
Oh,
but
that's
yeah,
funny.
the Jawa could have used a someone there to attend to their costume
Oh no.
because they're black. The material over their face was coming loose. You could see the
Oh
performer's
no.
neck. Yeah,
Oops.
yeah. And then I could see the R5D4 controller a couple feet away, so I put my hand on R5D4 and I'd look over to him like, "Oh, is this okay?" And he'd look away like, "What? Why are you asking me for? I got nothing to do with this." It's like, "Well, I can see your controller right there, but since we have so much experience with R2 builders,
Yeah.
it was just one of those things like, okay, I know what to look for, but still, I loved R5D4. Always loved the action figure when I got him back in 1978
Yeah.
and wanted some pictures, and it was fun because it was a new character, once again another new character that has never been there. I'm glad it wasn't R2 and 3PO because we'd seen them before.
Yeah, we have seen them before.
Yeah, but it was said that 3PO was gonna be there somewhere, but I never saw 3PO unless they changed out R5D4 with C3PO.
So I think possibly over at in Tomorrowland at the place I can never remember the name, but where we saw R2, where we were walking very slowly to see R2.
Oh, Launch Bay.
Launch Bay. At Star Wars Launch Bay, right outside of Launch Bay, they had this photo op with just R2. But if you hit it at the right moment, Luke and Leia popped out sometimes and did like 15-minute sets. So perhaps they C3PO popped out too.
That
I
would
don't
make
know.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Luke and Leia were in their episode 4 outfits.
Oh, did you see that?
I saw a
Oh, we
video.
saw the video.
Saw the
Okay.
video, yeah. And they looked really good.
Yeah,
Looked really good.
Well, Jen Diz from the Disney Holics podcast was there, and we met up with them, and I think she showed you the video.
Okay, that's where
she
I
hit
saw
it at
it.
the right time. So, yeah.
All right. Don Glover saying in the Sky chat, the Jawa was holding holding
An R2D2 leg, like the Jawa version of a turkey leg.
Did I say C3PO leg or R2 leg?
You said C3PO.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, the Jawa was thinking that it was a big turkey leg or a churro. So that was I like doing that meeting. I'm not into the big photos for the characters, but,
right, but
sometimes when they're new,
or when
bring
you
it
have
on.
to get it. Like
Yeah,
for me, Amidala was like a must
Yeah.
have, which is
or when it's like nostalgic.
yeah.
Like R5D4 to me is
Yeah.
nostalgic.
Fantasia Mickey for me is nostalgic. You know, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking R5D4 from The Mandalorian. That's why R5D4 was there. Wasn't until later on where I saw a little boy, like a 3-year-old little kid dressed up as the Mandalorian. I made the connection.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he totally has a big part.
Mm-hmm.
Big part. And in the comics.
Yeah.
All right. Now, beyond the characters, they also have photo ops that usually take a little bit less time, and we do a lot of these. They're called Step Into the Scene. And so the one we really wanted to do was the Bo-Katan throne photo op, but they had it all lined up where you got the Boba Fett's throne, the Emperor's throne, and Bo-Katan's throne in one line. So we waited like quite a while for that, probably half an hour at least for
Yeah.
that photo. Yeah. But then we all each got our own throne picture
Yeah.
on each of those. And I had my new Armorer Loungefly backpack, which served as my helmet that I put on each of the thrones. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
But we got fun photos.
Yeah, and this is the first time they've ever brought out Bo-Katan's throne.
Yeah.
And everyone did the same pose.
Oh yeah. Well,
One
even
leg up, one leg down.
The photographer was like telling people what to do. They're like, okay, now do this, do a pose here. Yeah, it was so cute. It's like they knew.
Yeah,
They knew.
it was a good concept too, hitting each of the thrones.
Mhm.
So once again, they really scored big on that experience.
Yeah.
All right, now let's talk about the lightsaber meetup. Now you
Okay.
were waiting in line
Yeah,
to
so
see
I totally missed this.
to see Amidala, and Dave and I went over to the lightsaber meetup, which was going to happen like once every hour on the hour, and that's where everyone who has lightsabers go up to the Millennium Falcon and you hoist them in the air. And this time around, there was no like Disney photographer.
What?
Someone just said, "Everyone lights up." Everyone lit up their lightsabers, and that was it.
My.
That was it. And
That's
when we've
so
done it in the
odd.
past, yeah, there has been a Disney photographer up on a step stool getting a really nice shot.
Yeah. Were they lined up like in color
No,
groups?
no. It was just like a big free for all.
How odd.
Right. But the best part about this was the after show. What? An after show? Yes. Finally, they're doing shows. And this is what we've been wanting since the opening of Galaxy's Edge, to see little pop-up shows. And they did this, where someone came out and was recruiting for the Resistance.
Now, where was this set?
This was up in the little plaza right by Docking Bay 5, the restaurant. You have the little sitting area.
Docking Bay 7?
Docking Bay, the restaurant, yes.
Okay, Docking Bay 7.
Docking Bay 7,
Okay.
yes.
Oh, so it was in the plaza where people usually sit and look over
Yes.
the Falcon.
Yes.
Okay.
So the Resistance sympathizer was up there and said, okay, if you see the First Order, you're going to lower your lightsabers because they'll know that you're sympathizers. And then across the plaza, up on the big railway, on the big...
by the Falcon?
Yeah.
Like behind the Falcon? Okay.
Yeah, right on the overpass, the little bridge, the bridge.
Oh, my.
You had Chewie, you had Rey, you had several other Galaxy's Edge cast members up there, and they were all rallying the troops for the Resistance. But then, you know things had to go wrong, and they do. And the Imperial commander came and started arresting people. Stormtroopers were surrounding, but then because everyone was united, we all overthrew the First Order.
Now this will be a reel as well.
Yes.
Get it? Okay.
Yeah.
I have not seen this yet because we got home very late, slept, and yeah. So I'm excited.
It was a fun 5-minute show, which begs the question: why aren't they doing this on a
More
regular
often.
basis?
Yeah.
This is what we've always wanted, these little shows, and finally they're making use of all these little staging areas.
Mm-hmm.
And
finally,
yeah, I don't know why, but you know what? I'm happy with what we got.
Yeah.
All right. If this is going to be something that they're going to roll into, fine. I'm not going to look back. I'm going to look forward and keep at it. Please keep at it. So yeah, this will be a reel on YouTube and on Instagram sometime the next day or so.
Awesome. All right, should we get into a little food?
Oh, let's get into a lot of food.
Okay.
Oh, this stuff was good.
One thing we always like to do is try some of these special foods they have for the evening. Now, we don't try to try everything because that's like ridiculous, but
And
we'll try some of the things. So Galactic Grill had a number of things. So we basically bought out what they had that was special for that evening, and that included a pineapple coconut juice, which needed to have a more fun name, but it was really good. And that was great to wash down your meal, either your savory or your sweet. And then we also had, well, I did not have this, but the Turkels tried the Bosk Brew. And it's this green drink with sodas in it. And it has a scoop of lime sherbet, I would say. And that tasted, according to them, like Mountain Dew. with a scoop of lime sherbet. So it was like, okay. As soon as you tasted it, it's like, okay, that's like Mountain Dew. And then we tried the Phyrexian fries, and this is waffle cut fries. And on top, they have chorizo and guacamole and black beans and cheese. And this was super good. I would have got this again. I hope this becomes a regular menu item at Galactic Grill because I really enjoyed the Phyrexian fries. Did you like the Phyrexian fries?
I did like the Phyrexian fries, but if you get them, eat them right away because when they
Oh.
get cold,
Soggy, yeah.
yeah, because
Not
there's
as
a lot of
good.
stuff on them,
Mhm.
and they do get soggy. So eat them right away.
Okay. All right. And then finally, we had to try the Wookiee Parfait. There's a reel right now you can watch. It is all milk chocolate all the time with little milk chocolate pearls in there and hints of caramel. It was really good.
It was really. I'm not a big dessert person,
Mm.
but this was good.
Yeah, it had like chocolate cake as well. It's a parfait, so it had like different layers and it was very, very yummy. You can also purchase like mobile order the Grogu sipper, which just came out that evening. That was available to purchase. And I think that's like $30 now or $32.
Not really that big.
Yeah, so we didn't get it. It was super cute. We saw a bunch of people with it. So that was very, very cute. All right. Wow, we're talking a lot about this. So, do we have a wish list for next time? Like anything blue sky it? What would you do differently?
I would say bring back the elaborate step-in scenes. Like when we did the Run Disney races, they had the big trash compactor set.
Like it was compacting on you? Yeah.
Yeah, the Wampa Cave.
Mm-hmm.
I want more of those kinds of photo ops. Like the throne rooms are fine, but they're very small and condensed.
They're very small, and sometimes the photographers don't get the whole throne. It's like what?
When you say sometimes, they never do.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
You got better photos of me when she was taking my photo on Bo-Katan's throne. So thank you.
Right. You're welcome. All right, so that's one of my wish list items. What do you have?
You know what? I think it would be fun. Like you said, Galaxy's Edge kind of came to life more for you because of that show, that 5-minute show. I feel like they should do a few more things in Galaxy's Edge. Like I didn't spend really any time in Galaxy's Edge at all because, we were getting photo ops and stuff around the park. But I feel like they should have like droid races or have the actual droids roaming around like they originally promised just for Star Wars Night, or even costumed aliens.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There
that you could
go.
just talk to, maybe go on the bounty hunts and be like, hey, do you have any hints? Like stuff like that. Like some Twi'leks, like that are dedicated to their performers in costume.
Yeah, and the Resistance leader that began the show right after the lightsaber meetup, he did say that look out for any Resistance members who might come up to you and have you do this or that. And when Dave and I were at Galaxy's Edge, we looked around, but honestly, I didn't see any of that.
They probably picked out kids. There weren't a lot of kids though.
Yeah.
In the evening, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see. I wore my R2-D2 blazer, so I thought, okay, this is like one of these pick me jackets.
Yeah, you're gonna show up.
Right. All right. Now for that's a good idea to have those characters and have droid races and even have like those little street bands you saw in The Mandalorian.
Oh, that would be cool.
On Navarro, have some of those.
Although they did do the Cantina band popped up above the
Golden Horseshoe.
Yeah, the Golden Horseshoe restaurant and did little set of the 2 songs that they play. Of the Cantina songs, and they did it, and they were performers, like in costume.
Yeah, they were going nuts around. Too.
Oh, they were so fun! Like, oh my god, it was so funny.
Yeah, these Bith members, they had some sugar before showing up.
Yes, and it's literally like 3 minutes that they're up there, but if you catch it, which we happened to, it was so much fun.
Yeah, for characters, last couple of times they had Ahsoka.
Yes.
Why not have Ahsoka this time and put her in the Disney Plus outfit?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that. Why didn't they have Andor out there? Cassian Andor with B2?
Yeah.
Oh, come
B2
on. How awesome would that have been?
And okay, most glaring of all, Bo-Katan who has been the star of this season of The Mandalorian, was not there as a character.
Yeah,
that would have been amazing.
So they made a lot of great decisions.
Yes.
But then again, some decisions they had dropped the ball, and I'm sure they have a reason.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure they have a reason. So
I'm sure
we won't critique them until they give us a call. Now, okay, is this a good or bad suggestion?
Okay.
If they sold bricks,
like Ferrix bricks,
and
people would buy them.
Part of the Marva collection.
Yeah.
Because at the end of Andor, Marva was made into a brick, and all the people of the city were all made into bricks, and they became another brick in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So is that a good idea to sell these bricks? Because you're thinking, okay, whose remains am I holding?
They would have to do like the personalized bricks. I think that would be cool. You know how they personalize hats and personalize a Ferrix brick? Although that's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird.
I don't know.
They would sell out.
Yeah.
Maybe they had a little collection of like Anakin Skywalker, or maybe some of the fallen Jedi. Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Okay, I know. Okay, Christopher Marino says here in the Sky Chat, make them chocolate. I think this idea is getting worse.
Well, initially, when we were talking after the event, I had the idea that we should, or you had an idea to do a brick wall for the fallen characters, like that, a step into the scene one, where you could take a picture with like the bricks of Ferrix, and then I wanted them to have like a brick you could actually hold and like pretend to like lop a stormtrooper over the head or something.
I guess maybe going more on the macabre side of Star Wars.
Come
so
on.
You know what? We'll put that on the B list.
What do you guys think? Let us know. All right, but Christopher Marino saw a video where Chopper was roaming around.
What?
We did not see Chopper. Maybe he was there earlier because we didn't get up to, like, by Ezra and Sabine. Yeah. We didn't get up to them until well after midnight. It was almost closing, so maybe he was there earlier in the evening.
Yeah, a lot of characters were changing out.
Yeah.
Captain Rex had left, and Ezra and Sabine had come in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of characters that we don't even know about yet. So, Christopher Marino, when you go to Star Wars Nite on what you said May the 8th.
Okay.
Yeah, let us know what other characters you see, or any Skywalkers. What characters did you see that we didn't even know about?
Yeah, he said Chopper was roaming around Galaxy's Edge, which is exactly what I would ask for. So I missed that because I didn't spend a lot of time in Galaxy's Edge. So, this goes to show Christopher is smart. He is going 2 nights. So I want to know, Christopher, are you going to focus on one thing on the first night and another thing on the second night? Because I think it would be fun to just hang out in Galaxy's Edge for one of these nights.
Yeah.
And just see.
Because I'm sure more had happened than I had witnessed.
Yeah.
I want to hope so.
Yeah.
There was one guest there dressed up as Black Chrysanthemum.
Oh.
Painted. But from the back, it's like, oh, is there a Black Chrysanthemum character walking around Galaxy? And he turned around, it's like, okay, it's a guest.
Yeah.
But he looks great.
That's amazing.
And by the time I got my phone out, he had disappeared.
Yeah.
And I didn't see him again.
So a lot of people did dress up. That reminds me, a lot of people dressed up. But one of the people that really stood out to me, where we were going into Galaxy's Edge before the event started, and it was like magic hour. All of a sudden we saw these guys in these white outfits with big domed heads, and they were space balls. They were space balls walking around, two big guys. Oh my god.
And the white jumpsuits.
Jumpsuits and the big round helmets.
Big ping pong helmet.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Those are the characters I want to take pictures with, or if I was going to cosplay, do something more obscure. and more and that people will go, oh, I never thought of that. Mm-hmm. Like being Walrus Man at Celebration. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah. We have a question here.
Mark in the Sky Chat is asking, did you see Rey or BB-8? We saw Rey at Galaxy's Edge during that big Resistance show.
Okay.
BB-8?
Yes. We saw BB-8 somewhere. He was available as a photo op that we did not do. And he was not a real BB-8 moving. He was right by Frontierland, by the entrance to Big Thunder Mountain. So yeah, there's like a photo backdrop that you can stand next to BB-8, but it's not a real BB-8,
right,
BB-8 and it doesn't move. It's just a statue.
Right.
Yeah. And similarly, K2SO
Well,
was a statue
yeah,
as
that
well
was
with a background of that planet.
of Jeddah.
Yeah.
Or the Star Destroyer or Jeddah City.
Yeah.
That was a great time.
It's really cool.
All right, with that, before we get into our discussion with Hal Hickel, let's tell all the Skywalkers where we're going to be in the next month or so.
Okay.
Let's start with tomorrow. Tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m.
May the 4th.
May the 4th. We are so excited that ABC 7, which is an ABC affiliate here in Los Angeles, they contacted us to talk about fandom and the future of Star Wars. So we're going to be their Star Wars experts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hope they have a large time slot carved out for us because we got lots to say. So this will be at 7:30 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah. And I'm sure it'll be live on their channels.
Yeah, it'll be live on their website.
Yeah.
And does TV still exist? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, just
but we'll share with you guys.
Exactly.
We're excited. We're excited to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then on May the 13th, Saturday, we will be at the Santa Fe Springs Comics Fest, which is held at the Santa Fe Springs Library. And once again, May the 13th from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. And this is like what we had done a couple of weeks ago at Anaheim, where a library opens up for local artists and authors to sell their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to have Today in Star Wars History Part 1 and 2 there.
There will probably be 501st members there to take pictures with.
We'll have our new Skywalking Through My Fandom book, which is selling really well. So thank you to all the Skywalkers who has picked up a copy.
In fact, we need to send a few out right after this recording as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can find that at skywalkingthroughneverland.com/book. But all these events that we're talking about are on our events page on Facebook. So you can get the details there. We are excited about that. And Ontario Comic-Con, we're going to be there from May 20th through 21st. So lots of times in May that you guys can see us face to face, say hello. This is in Ontario, California. We will have a table.
Mm-hmm. And on Sunday, the 21st, which is the 43rd anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back, we are going to hold the Star Wars Trivia Challenge Strikes Back at 11:30. And we are so excited. If you had joined us for any of our trivia nights we held during the pandemic, you'll know how much fun we have at trivia. This is going to be a blast. So if you're at Ontario Comic-Con, May the 20th, 21st, come by and say hello. Come by our trivia panel. It's going to be, I can't say it enough times. I'm so looking forward to this.
Yeah. All right. Then coming up in June 30th through July 3rd, we will be at WesterCon in Anaheim, California. We will have a table there too, selling our books. And we're finalizing our panels there as we speak.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot here. So we're going to do 2 panels. And I want to do the Trivia Challenge Strikes Back. That'll be one. The other panel, okay, you Skywalkers weigh in too. We could either do the history of Star Wars history, which is a panel we had done at Celebration a couple of years ago. It was so much fun. Or we can do another panel that we had just written called Campy Star Wars, from comics and cartoons to the cinema.
Well, that sounds snappy and fun.
So you're going with that one?
That just sounds fun and like it'll bring people in. Campy Star Wars.
Okay, so
we love campy Star Wars.
Yeah, so if you've been listening, and I hope you have, to our classic Marvel Star Wars comics, you'll see all the foreshadowing those comics do to later Star Wars films and TV shows, like Cloud Riders, who appeared in the original Star Wars comics in 1977. Now you see him in Solo. You see in the Droids cartoon, Kylo Ren.
Mm-hmm.
Sound familiar? Kylo Ren.
Mm-hmm.
So there's so much campy, fun crossovers, and you got to know that the Lucasfilm Story Group had borrowed some here and there. So we've been gathering all this information the last couple of years, and now okay, let's make this into a panel. So Sarah, what do you say?
Campy Star Wars, man.
Let's
see what you guys say. Don Glover will be there. So Don, really, your opinion matters.
Yes, Don, weigh in here because I need to send this off today.
So what are the 2 panel?
of them? So there's 2 out of the 3. We can do the Star Wars trivia challenge, and we have the campy Star Wars from comics and cartoons to the cinema, or history of Star Wars history.
Which also sounds fun.
Yes. So we're gonna do 2 of those 3. So Sarah, which ones do you want to do?
I mean, I always like doing the trivia. I
Okay.
think that'll be fun. Although, I mean, history of Star Wars history would help probably sell the book,
Right.
which, that's a good thing to do.
Yeah, and this is gonna be it's gonna be a smaller convention
Hmm.
with, I would say, the first generation attendees, first generation of Star Wars fandom attendees.
Okay. So
So
maybe not the trivia. It might not be
right,
enough people.
yes,
Hmm.
or
Okay.
yeah.
I'm good
So
with doing those 2 panels.
okay, history of Star Wars history and
Yeah.
campy Star Wars.
Yeah, then I don't have to choose between those 2.
All right, okay. Oh, well, this throws a wrench.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Don Glover says
Oh.
trivia often does well. It
Okay.
does, but if you don't get the right audience, it could fail miserably. Okay, but I wasn't the history.
I don't know. Oh, Yoda's Gardener is saying if you can sell books, center it around
Yes,
that.
this is like a big commercial.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm leaning toward the history of Star Wars history and campy Star Wars.
Okay. All right. For now, let's. Okay. Oh, but you have to submit today. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. Well, thanks for weighing in, everybody.
All right. Well, you know what?
Maybe he says, but I want the history.
Okay. All right. So I think I know which way we're gonna go.
Okay.
So thank you, Skywalkers. This has been weighing on me for quite some time.
Nice.
All right. With that, sit back and enjoy these amazing stories coming up from animation supervisor Hal Hickel.
Now, if you're watching us live right now, that you will not hear that interview. That will be coming out on our podcast episode, which will also go out on YouTube. So that'll be out tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes.
Perfect.
All right. Now comes one of my favorite segments, the shout out, where we get to thank all of you Skywalkers who have been supporting us over the years, almost a decade now.
Mm-hmm.
Going on. This September will be 10 years that we have been skywalking through Neverland.
That is just amazing.
Yeah, it's just crazy pants, as easy like to say. All right, so everyone. Hey, so thank you. So Don, we definitely want to meet you. We'll have we should have a Skywalker meetup at that point at WesterCon. All right. So
it's gonna, give me 1 minute.
Okay. So yeah, I'm glad everyone liked our stories about Star Wars Night at Disneyland. And yeah, if you can't get to a Star Wars Night, if you've been to a Star Wars celebration, that's a good comparison, because you have a big group of Star Wars fans all just having a good time and partying. There was a DJ there who played a lot of classic rock, late 70s, early 80s music, which I loved. But toward the end of the night, they were playing a lot of club music, which I'm not a fan of. So if the DJ who is listening right now, maybe roll in some Star Wars themes to those songs, then I could have gotten into it. The club music I just can't take.
Oh, look at everyone.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Yoda's Gardener, they do not do these Star Wars nights over on the East Coast. We guys got Star Wars weekends for a long time.
Yeah.
Now it's our turn.
Yeah. I guess so.
Remember back before we did Skywalking, we did this campaign, bringing Star Wars weekends to Disneyland.
Yeah. We even have like business cards still.
Right over there. Hold on.
Yeah, this was like 10 years ago that we had this campaign, because we loved Star Wars weekends, and it wasn't over here. Oh my goodness, look at
that. Now, they should do this. They should, because at Star Wars weekends, you guys had the actors signing autographs and doing shows. more special merchandise,
Mm-hmm.
and shows.
It was amazing.
And it was a whole weekend too. So I think they should bring back Star Wars weekends. You couldn't have it in Galaxy's Edge because they painted themselves in that corner.
Ah,
But have it in Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, they have that whole theater space right there.
Yeah. And best of all, if you want an actor, you call them up and they're here in like 20 minutes.
Yep.
They all live right in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Asterisk, nothing in LA takes 20 minutes to get to. Sorry, Clueless.
All right. Well, Skywalking Force, we are so grateful for you. And this is your monthly shout out. Thank you so much to Anthony Kakias,
Blessed Cheesemaker,
Bryn McKinnon,
Carl Fox,
Chickafent,
Christopher Marino,
Courtney Turkel,
Darren Irvine,
Dave Kerwin,
Don Glover,
Garrett Sessions,
Glenn Stein,
Jennifer Cole,
Jeremy and Heather Hunt,
John Liang,
John Zoncanaro,
Julie Caruana,
Kelly Turkel,
Jeremy Stevenson,
Laura Bryce,
Meredith,
Michael Corbett,
Michael Nip,
Mike Ward,
Nancy Steinman,
Patrick Pine,
Patty Hammond,
Patty Nazarian,
Peter and Norma Heitman,
Reynold Gobey,
Scott Carmichael,
Scott Hume,
Terry Lee,
Wesley Meecombs, and
Wynn
Wynn Patterson. Thank you to one and to all. We really appreciate all your support over the last going on 10 years.
Yeah, yay. Christopher Marino, I believe, was our first Patreon subscriber. So thank you, Christopher.
Yeah, and once again, all these funds go to supporting the shows up on the Libsyn
feed,
our
website costs, things like that, improving
every once in a while we need new equipment. We got new microphones. So all of that is because of you.
Yeah.
And if you can't support us with these Skywalking Force, we understand that. So maybe you can go on Instagram or YouTube or on Facebook and just subscribe and like and comment. All that
share in your stories.
Really helps when we're trying to get to that 10,000 mark on YouTube. That is the next tier. And we're about 1,400 and change away from that. So please, if you can help us out any way you can with that, please. I've been known to grab someone's phone and just hit the subscribe button.
Yep, just do it. Yeah. Real easy. Really. They won't know.
Our neighbors hate us. And people at Disney, like, hey, I can give you our Instagram. People will give you their phones to put on their Instagram. I'll go to YouTube, hit subscribe.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, that wraps up episode 414 of Oops. Just kidding. Here we go.
Christopher Marino, speaking of which, he says, I still remember the first time I saw you guys at D23 2015, where you were in line for the Avatar model.
Awesome. Christopher, so awesome meeting you. And hanging out with you.
Yeah, and luckily you're a Southern Californian, so we get to see you more often than not.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps up episode 417 of Skywalking Through Neverland. We want to thank Hal Hickel for coming on the show and giving us so many great stories, which we'll be sharing next week. And once again, we couldn't do this without all of you Skywalkers, week in and week out.
Are you interested in all of our books, either Today in Star Wars History, parts 1 and 2, or the workbook, Skywalking Through My Fandom? Well, all of those autographed copies are available now. It's May the 4th. By the time this comes out, they're available now from skywalkingthroughneverland.com/book. You can also find them on Amazon, especially if you're an international person. But I did figure out how to do international shipping from my shipping service. So you can also get an international book from us. It just costs shipping, of course, a little bit more than if you're in the US.
Now, we want to thank our support. Now, once again, we want to thank our sponsors, Small World Vacations, for their support. Thinking of a trip to a Disney park or the Galactic Star Cruiser? Well, you can get a We can fill out a get a quote form at smallworldvacations.com today. Their vacation planning service is free of charge, so check it out and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
This just in, Kenny is saying he remembers the first time he listened to us. It was the David Collins episode talking about film music. And I think that one was titled Why is there no film music anymore or something like that?
Whatever happened.
Whatever
had
happened
a play
to
on one of those country songs.
Yeah. Whatever happened to good film music or something like that, which I think it's improved since we've put that episode out. But yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome to the film world.
Now, if you would like to support Skywalking Through Neverland, consider supporting us and becoming a member of the Skywalking Force, which is our Patreon. You guys get monthly shout outs on the show, you get access to bonus content, and you get a coupon code or even possibly a free Skywalking Through My Fandom book, depending on what level you support. And the coupon code is 50% off. So that's a pretty good one. This bonus content begins at only $5 a month. So head to skywalkingforce.com, have a look at the options. Any support, of course, is greatly appreciated, even if you're just sharing. So thank you so much.
Now, we are part of the Skywalking Network,
Skynet,
where you can find other great shows like Talking Apes,
the Max Effects Podcast,
the Neverland Clubhouse,
Totally Tell Me Everything,
Star Warsologies,
and the YouTube shows Collectopolis, and
Today in Star Wars History. Now there's two series of Today in Star Wars History.
Well, there's one playlist, but it does include now the YouTube shorts, as well as our original videos that we were doing. Now you can follow us on social media. Please subscribe on YouTube. Just search YouTube for Skywalking Through Neverland. You'll also get notifications on when we go live if you click that notification button. And then we can read your comments on the show and everywhere. We love your comments, Skywalkers. And you can follow us at Skywalking Pod for Twitter and Instagram. And you can join our Facebook group, Skywalking Through Neverland.
Now, don't forget to stick around for bloopers and other fun bits that didn't make it into the show. And
always remember
to celebrate Star Wars month like you've never done before.
And Neverland on Alderaan.
And be kind to each other.
Rewind. All right. Perfect. Okay. All right, Skywalkers, that is everything. We want to thank you so much for tuning in and your busy days.
Yeah, so if you're in the LA area, watch tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. to KABC ABC 7.
ABC 7.
Yeah.
Why are you getting K?
Because it's ABC, the K, ABC TV. That's just too confusing. So ABC 7.
Okay. ABC 7. All right. Bye, Skywalkers.
Thank you, Kenny, for joining us.
Yay.
Thank you, Christopher and Pierre.
Yoda's Garden, Mark. Oh my gosh, Don Glover. Yay.
Yeah.
Pierre.
And Mark had joined us.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Michael Corbett. All right.
John Zancanaro too.
We always say now, it's time to edit.
Yep. Bye.